Oral questions. Question orale, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has jetted off on another international trip. No airport lineups for him, and I bet we're going to see some more pictures of him with his mask off having a great time. He flaunts the personal freedoms he's enjoying abroad, while back here Canadians are suffering under his out-of-date restrictions. Tourism, federal employees, small businesses, families, all are suffering. They're all pawns in the Prime Minister's COVID game. Isn't it true the Prime Minister knows he needs to lift these restrictions, but he would rather do COVID theatre than do what's right?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And from the beginning of this pandemic, we've been there for Canadians. And of course, it's the Prime Minister's job and obligation to travel to other countries to do his important work. But when we hear the opposition speak positively about public health measures but badly about vaccination, it confuses the public. We should be encouraging our neighbours to consider a third or a fourth dose. We cannot have relaxed public health measures and more freedom without vaccination as COVID-19 continues to progress, but we all have an obligation to ensure that our neighbours are aware of the opportunity for a third dose. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Canadians would like to be planning their summer vacation right now, but too many are focused on how they're going to be able to afford fuel for their cars or feed their families. Over 20% of Canadians are actually skipping a meal in order to save money. The Liberal solution? Blame. Blame COVID. Blame Putin. Blame Conservatives. Well, today our Conservative caucus motion provides real solutions so Canadians can take that summer trip, send their kids to camp, and not worry about missing a flight. Will the Liberals support giving Canadians a break, or are they going to double down on that vindictive, petty approach?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Speaker, we absolutely understand that affordability matters for Canadians, and that's why we are taking action by increasing the Canada Workers' Benefit. This year, a family of 3 is getting $2,300 more. By increasing the OAS for seniors 75 and over by 10% this year, Mr. Speaker, and with a $500 top-up, Mr. Speaker, for people facing housing affordability challenges.
Leader of the Opposition.
It's great. A few piddly checks that might dribble in through the mail, and this government thinks that that has having any impact on what Canadians are dealing with. I'll tell you, Mr. Speaker, 38% of Canadians are worried more about money than anything else that they're dealing with. So these Liberal checks that are coming from the pockets of Canadians because their taxes are going up are doing absolutely nothing. But these Liberals are so massively out of touch. They don't understand gas prices. They don't understand high food prices. They don't understand long lineups. They understand nothing about what Canadians are dealing with, and they don't care.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me tell you what is out of touch. What is out of touch is for someone who lives in government accommodation to suggest that a check for $2,300 for a family of 3 working at the minimum wage is piddly. It is out of touch to suggest that for a senior over 75 to get an additional $815 is piddly. This is real support for the Canadians who need it most.
Hear, hear. Okay, we'll continue.
The honourable member from Mégantic-Cléral.